Sunram. Sunram finds an OC left pocket three on the way. Tickles it Twine.
Now it's Matty Bass on the drive. Bass, nice move, and Bass with an easy layup.
To the feet, Ruppel brought back down. O'Connor, though, lost the grab, and down to the mat. Ruppel with a chance for a pin with 1:15. There it is.
Pick and roll, Kaloran. Hooks it underneath, and a bunny for handing.
Right side to Charlie Shaw. Shaw looks right, drives in, attacks the double team, and splits him for the layup.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Thursday evening inside the Minot State Dome. It's the final game of the North Dakota Division A State Girls Basketball Tournament here on yourliveevent.com as it features the Thompson Tommies, the number 5 seed, and the 4 seed of the Rugby Panthers. This is our Irie Insurance pregame show. I'm Chase Miller. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight to high school athletics here on yourliveevent.com. The winner of this game will play Devils Lake after the Firebirds defeated Dickinson Trendy by a final of 70-50. The Firebirds forced 35 Trinity turnovers and scored 38 points off of those turnovers in the win for Devils Lake. They were paced by Tylee Brodino with 21 points and Presley Brown with 18 in the win for the number 1 seed and defending champs in the Devils Lake Firebirds. A win for Rugby would disrupt the flow in terms of from last season. So far, South Prairie Max, Valley City, and Devils Lake, all 3 of those teams back in the semifinals for a second consecutive year. Rugby trying to upend that because Thompson was also in the semifinals. So if the Tommies win, we'll have the same 4 teams in the semis for back-to-back seasons. Well, if Rugby wins, they'll add a little splash to the squads here in 2025. Jason Brenn, the head coach here for Thompson, with a mark of 20 wins and 5 losses on the season. All 5 of their losses coming at the hands of state competition here in the 8 teams that are in the field. Well, for the Rugby Panthers, head coach by Jen Brozard here with a mark of 16-7 on the season. For the Panthers, they might be the hottest team, however, coming into this tournament. Winners of 7 straight games and 10 of 11 here for the Rugby Panthers. We'll take a quick break on our Irie Insurance pregame show. We'll dive into the matchup a little bit more. We'll hear from both head coaches of Jason Brenn and Jen Brozart, and we'll get to our starting lineups and the opening tip. This is our Irie Insurance pregame show here today. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve. They cover it all. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote started today. Back with more after this here inside the Minot State Dome.
You would never buy a one-size-fits-all shirt, and you should never do so to protect your valuable assets. And we'll find you the right fit for your insurance policies.
Home insurance, auto insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance, crop insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to sky. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
from the Mounted State Dome courtside here today on our IRA Insurance pregame show. I'm Chase Miller with you. Here's we'll follow the Thompson Tommies and alongside the Carrington Cardinals throughout the State A girls basketball tournament. Also in Jamestown, we will follow the Lamora Litchfield Marion Lobos as they square off with Benson County here. That game just about to get underway in Jamestown as well. Greg Grenz has the call for you on that one here on your liveevent.com. When we look at the matchup a little bit more here between Rugby and Thompson, we'll start with the Panthers. All 7 of their losses have come against when their opposition scores 50 or more points. So if you're Thompson, trying to get to that half-century mark is the key here. The Panthers averaging 50 points per game defensively, giving up 43 points per contest. And when you talk with coaches about a Jen Brozart team, even from a few years back when they made it all the way to the state championship and fell short against the Kinder Vikings in the old Class B, it's defense, and more defense here for the Rugby Panthers. The Region 3 champs here, this is their 6th state tournament appearance. They made it to a state championship in 2019, falling short again to the Kinder Vikings. Ironically, about that particular season, the now assistant coach here for the Thompson Tommies, for head coach Jason Bren's club, the assistant now here for Thompson and Carson Hager was a player on that Rugby Panther team. The Panthers have made state in 2016, 18, 19, 20, 23, and now the first time here in Division A for the second season of the 3-division system here in 2025. Last year, 10-14, already a better season this year just from a win and loss standpoint here for the Panthers at 16-7 on the season. They're led offensively by Lacey DePlazis, who has 10 points per game and 7 rebounds. We'll hear from the head coach, Jen Brozart, as Lacey got injured throughout the course of the season. We'll talk about that. Also, Avery Sancher coming off the bench with 9 points and 5 rebounds, and then 8 points and alongside 4 assists here with Elise Fonenstock here for the Rugby Panthers. While for the Thompson Tommies, 20-5 on the season. They're 2-4 when scoring 59 points or less. So for Thompson, a team that wants to get it up to 60 points, they average 64 points defensively. They give up 47. But again, Thompson 2-4 when scoring 59 points or less on the season. They've won 11 of 13 back-to-back games here for Jason Brennan. The Thompson Tommies, a 1-2 combination of Kaya Hurst and Addison Sage. Addie Sage, a team leading at 17.8 points per contest. She's made 66 threes on the season. Kaya Hurst and Miss Do Everything here for Jason Bren's club, averaging 17 points and 8 rebounds. But don't overlook a Tozer, don't overlook a Colleen, and don't overlook a Jalen Avdam as well here for the Thompson Tommies. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back after this, we'll dive into our coaches' conversation. We'll hear from Coach Jen Brozart first, and we'll roll into Jason Bren. That's all ahead of our starting lineup. Sound the opening tip today from the Mounted State Dome. This is the A on your liveevent.com.
Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale Thursday, March 20th at the ranch near Hitterdall, Minnesota. 75 Red Angus bulls plus 20 elite hand-picked registered heifers. Same reliable program, new exciting genetics, producing Red Angus genetics with sustainability for over 26 years. Request a catalog today. Call Gary Jacobson 701-361-3189 or Facebook Jacobson Red Angus. The sale broadcast on DV Auction. Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale Thursday, March 20th, 1 p.m.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassi Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems or working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they'll come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Call 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show here today from the Mounted State Dome to put a cap on day number 1 with the quarterfinals, it's the Rugby Panthers and the Thompson Tommies. Join us here from Rugby's perspective is Jen Brozard here, the head coach for the Panthers. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. And Jen, obviously the Mounted State Dome able to have some sweet memories so far for you, particularly last week. Let's just talk about from last week into this week, knowing that you won that region title, knowing that you're coming back here. Just take us through what the last week of practice and preparation has been like, not having to worry about that qualifier, and see what the matchup was going to be here with Thompson.
Well, I mean, 4 games in 6 days is tough. So I was really glad once we got to that championship game and that we were able to claw back in it there at the end and get the W. So gave us time to have Friday off and kind of come back at it on Saturday, just getting our legs going again. And, you know, just kind of concentrating really on, you know, who we had at the task at hand. Had a really good tournament. You know, we just buckled down defensively, and I think we just held teams down below their averages quite a bit, actually, and I think that played to our favor. I mean, we're not a flashy team. We're not going to just kill you at the three-point line, but we are going to defend. And I told the girls, if you can, you know, you can defend, you can rebound, we give ourselves the chance at the end to win. So, you know, they stayed the course and they trusted the process, and they got out with 3 W's last week.
The one particular thing about your region, 3 teams make it to state. You played the Kindreds, you played the Devil's Lake, so to speak. You played the Valley Cities. So how has that schedule allowed you, and what did that maybe help you out in that Region 3 tournament now, hopefully here later tonight against the Quality Club in Thompson?
Well, I tell you what, you know, we like a tough schedule, but about halfway through, I was beginning to think if we made the right decision or not when we switched classes. But honestly, Scott Rocco did a heck of a job. We stayed the course with the tough schedule. We kept the tough teams, and you know, the record might not be pretty, but it prepared us here for last week and down the stretch. And I really thought even before last week, I thought the last 5-6 regular season games, we started to really kind of come on, and it's kind of started to click offensively. We didn't have Lacey to play us for almost a month because of a stress fracture, and she's come back and got in the rotation like she was last year, and it just took us a while to get going. So I think right now we're hitting our stride, both defensively and offensively, and hopefully this tournament we can just put out a good show and be competitive.
I always like to ask coaches, you mentioned Lacey, and sometimes you have marquee players, so to speak, and other times you talk about glue players. So I'll ask you about 1 or 2 glue players. Who are some players that maybe don't get the recognition, or they get their opportunities and they make the most of their rotation here that's allowed you to get to this point of the season?
Well, obviously Elise Fonstock and Lacey DePlaces are our go-to girls. They're the senior leaders, all region from last year. But I have to tell you, Avery Sancher, an 8th grader, has really stepped up this year and filled the void from offense, giving us that extra, you know, 8 to 9 points a game and just doing a great job coming in as an 8th grader and just holding her own, doesn't really get rattled too much. And then Katie Sullivan and Allie Blessum, that's probably been the 2 that we've been really looking to the last 10 games. They've really bucked up defensively and got inside and really held their own against some really good post players for us. And then they've added, you know, 7-8 points for us, and those 7-8 points a game, that's a difference in a win or a loss down the stretch here. So, you know, right now our main 5 are playing really well, and then with Avery coming off the bench, it you know, I wouldn't say we have a deep bench, but we have a bench that rotates well, and we can get them in and out for a quick breather. And Elise Fonstock, if she doesn't get in foul trouble, the kid goes like an Energizer bunny. She doesn't come out. So
Final thing for me, Jen, you know Jason a little bit before through the North Dakota Lions All-Star Basketball Series, an assistant coach, a former player of yours, so there's some interwebs and some ties, but whether it's the ties or the matchup, just what do you think about the matchup here with Thompson? Obviously the outside story, but then the inside story of the actual matchup on the floor.
Well, absolutely. I mean, they just got a fluid offense from 1 to 5. I mean, they just run a nice motion offense, tough to defend, tough to guard. They shoot the ball very well from the outside, and yet if they're going out, you know, if they struggle from the outside, they go right to the inside and dribble penetrate. So for us, it's going to be important for us to just play some token defense, keep them in front, don't let us get to the middle, and, you know, limit their shots, limit possessions. Jason runs a great program, and you know, happy for Carson that she's in the, you know, under a great program, great leadership there. So she's getting a great experience with that as well. So Thompson's always had a top-notch program. They're in the tournament, all the time. So hopefully it's a battle, and, it's a battle of 4 and 5, so we'll see who comes out at the end.
Jen, thank you so much for your time and best of luck here tonight against Thompson.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Again, with the Rugby Panthers head coach Dan Brosard here, we'll continue on our pregame show after this from the Mountain State Dome.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Join us from the Thompson Tommy perspective here ahead of our opening tip today from the Mountain State Dome. It's the Thompson Tommy squaring off with the Rugby Panthers. Final game of the State A girls basketball quarterfinal round matchup. Joining us again is Jason Brent. Jason, just take us through the week, the emotions. How much are you doing as a coach? How much are you doing as a teacher? How much are you doing as a game planner and everything else before you finally get ready for this final game of the day?
That's a great question. It really is. First of all, we're finally here. It's been a week without a game, which is something that you don't have during the course of the season very often. And, that opportunity to game plan and prep for a single team, basically, it's you start to overthink things a little bit. So we're glad to be here, and we've worked hard all week long. Kids have done a great job. After last week with the 4 games, I mean, we knew that we had to have a little bit lighter at the beginning of the week, but we've kind of worked into a little bit more strenuous practices here towards the end, and a little bit lighter again yesterday. But kids are ready. I think they're really excited as far as what we've been doing as a teacher, things like that. Yeah, maybe there have been a few more projects in the classroom this week, I'll be honest with you, but that's part of the process. There's a lot of extra things and extra hoops and different situations that you have to address this week. So we're thrilled to do it. I know I've talked to coaches in the past, like, holy smokes, you go to state and it's this and that and whatever. But hey, I don't know a single one of them that wouldn't want to do it every single year. So we're thrilled with that. But practice wise, it's been a lot of watching some video and getting kids in the gym, spending a very little bit of time working back on fundamentals. At this point, we're hoping that that's all kind of there, and it's been a lot of prep work towards our future opponents.
We'll talk a little bit about the Rugby Panthers here and head coach Jen Brossard, just what she provides as a challenge. But first things first, what has allowed this team to particularly get here? It's always a different year. It's a different team. You have to find roles that have, kind of grown from November to where we are now in March. So what's something that you like about this team here, Jason, that's allowed you for the second year in this new 3-division system to get back to a state tournament?
Well, I think, Chase, for me, it really is in a sense, kind of comparing to last year. Last year, everything kind of came easy to us, when we kind of rolled through the season. And truthfully, I think we maybe peaked too early. And I think this year with, I get it. We only graduated 2 kids off last year's team, but we had to shuffle positions a little bit. Now, instead of 2 kids who are gone, now we maybe have 3-4 kids in different positions. And that takes some time to develop and to gel and kind of get things going in those new spots. And I think we got a little bit slower start. And I think throughout the course of the year, we took some hits. It wasn't a perfect season by any stretch, but, I feel like we're pretty battle tested right now. And truthfully, even though we've had a few highs and lows throughout the season, including the regional tournament and that 3rd place game, somewhere in the 4th quarter, I feel like something kind of ignited this team. And since that point, from the 4th quarter of that game through the state qualifier, I feel like our team has really kind of come together in a sense. I don't know. I hope that was maybe that point where kind of we turned that corner that we've been waiting for, and we'll see, I guess. But everything kind of starts on the defensive end with us, and that creates the offense. And right now the kids are working hard together, and I'm really happy with where we're at.
Your opponent here in the Rugby Panthers, I just remember a few years ago when they were playing Kindred in a state title at the Betty, and gosh, that was a hard game to find points with. And even the Jen Brossard team, in terms of, defense is coming. That they're going to work and work and work. And when you can hold South Perry Max to 31 points, it obviously stands out for a 32-minute basketball game here. So is it more so how your offense attacks their defense? Is it your defense against their offense? Where do you start with the matchup here against the Rugby Panthers, Jason?
That's a great point. And that game you're talking about, the Rugby versus Kindred, my assistant coach actually played on that Rugby team, so that kind of throws a little thing in there too. But I guess for me personally, and maybe I'm old school, I always think things start on the defensive end. I really do. I think if you can limit them and their scoring, and it doesn't necessarily have to be, the points, but, if we can definitely limit their shooting percentage, force them off balance a little bit. I think if we can win the rebounding game, get a few cheap rebounds and transition buckets, that helps the scoring. But we certainly expect what you're talking about on that offensive end. They're going to lock down on us. And, they know our team pretty well, and they're going to know who to lock down on and when to lock down on them. And it's something that we've talked about and we've worked on in practice here too. And, there's different ways to get open. Usually the kid that's setting the screens is the one that gets open. So we have kids who have been coming off screens a good portion of the year who are going to be setting more screens, I think, this weekend. And, things like that. There's little tweaks here and there that you can do to hope create a little offense. But, that's something that kind of comes when you get in a little bit of a flow, you find a way, and whereas on the defense end, it's hard work. And that's where we really got to go in there and show it.
Final thing for me, Jason, before I let you go, Jason Brennan, head coach of the Thompson Tommies, with us on our pregame show here today from the Minot State Dome. Let's speak about the Dome, right? It's a bigger venue. You've been here before, but also it's a state tournament, which means there's more media timeouts. Sometimes the games are a little bit choppier than what you get throughout the course of this season. So how much are you talking about that? Because in past, when I've heard from coaches, is it really is a battle of almost 3 quarters in a quarter, or 3 different possessions in a quarter, just because of how the media timeouts break out. It's tough to maybe get momentum, because once you do, all of a sudden the quarter ends, or you got a media break or something, then you got to go back out there. So how much difficult, or how much of a challenge or different is it compared to a normal Tuesday game in December, in Thompson?
Yeah, it really is, because he's talked about those media timeouts and such, and it takes a little of the flow out of the game, because there's 2 TV timeouts per quarter, if I remember correctly. And it's a situation where I think it benefits defenses. So a team like Rugby, maybe even us, it can be a good thing, because it allows our kids to kind of take a little breath, or take a little break. And it definitely benefits them. Whereas on the offensive end, if you get on a real good run and you're rolling and all of a sudden there's a TV timeout, it can be frustrating at times as well. But that's the way it is, and that's the way it's going to be. And, our kids know it. We've got a few that are fortunate enough to have played in a couple of them already. And we have talked about it a little bit in practice, and just to be prepared for it again. So, it's a situation where maybe experience does help a little bit there. But, we know the Rugby Panthers have been there many times before as well, so they get it. But, I guess the real answer, as I've mentioned a couple times, is it maybe benefits a defense because of that time where, kind of breaks up the flow of the game.
And Jason, as always, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck here against the Panthers and throughout the rest of the tournament here this weekend in Minot.
All right, appreciate it, Chase.
That again, Jason Brennan, head coach of the Thompson Tommies, will continue on our pregame show after this from the Minot State Dome.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go, or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
You would never buy a one-size-fits-all shirt, and you should never do so to protect your valuable assets. And we'll find you the right fit for your insurance policies.
Home insurance, auto insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance, crop insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to Scott. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
Bears Home Solutions is the Red River Valley's premier HVAC and plumbing company. Our team of friendly, licensed professionals has delivered top-notch service to the Red River Valley since 1978. Bears Home Solutions is the only name you need to know when it comes to heating, cooling, and plumbing installation, service, or repair. When you want it done right the first time, you need a Bear in there.
Those interviews again brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. The broadcast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association, and that again does it for our pregame show. Brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote. Started today. Chase Miller with you courtside here as we get ready for the starting lineups and the opening tip here to put a bow on a day number 1 of the State A girls basketball tournament. South Prairie Max, Valley City, and Devils Lake all winners. Who's going to join them in the semifinals coming up here a little bit later on tonight? We'll find out. The Thompson Tommies will be the visitors on the scoreboard. Starting lineups brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. For the Thompson Tommies, head coach by Jason Brend at 20-5 on the season. Jordan Tozer, a 5'8 sophomore guard. Addison Sage, a 5'8 junior. You have Claire Colleen, the 5'8 junior. Kaya Hurst, the 5'6 junior. And from there, Jalen Ovdom, a 5'9 senior forward. From there again, Tozer, Sage, Colleen, Hurst, and Ovdom here for the Thompson Tommies, head coach by Jason Brand, averaging 64 points per game defensively, giving up 47 points per contest. Elise Fonestock, the 5'8 senior guard here for the Rugby Panthers. From there, you got Caitlin Sullivan, a 6'1 senior center. Also in the starting lineup here is Sarah Schmaltz, a 5'7 junior guard. Lacey DePlazis, a 5'10 senior forward, and Allie Blessum, a 5'11 junior center. Fonestock alongside Sullivan, Schmaltz, DePlazis, and then Blessum here in the starting lineup for the Rugby Panthers, head coach by Jen Brossart with a mark of 16-7 on the season, averaging 50 points per game defensively, giving up 43 points per contest. Again, that does it for our starting lineups. Brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company, grower-owned, great careers, quality products. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. Officials here of this one, Todd Fisher from Dickinson, Troy Huber from Dickinson, and Cale Hamry of the Enderlin Eagles. Rugby has won 10 of 11 and 7 straight. Thompson has won 11 of their last 13 in back-to-back contests. The Tommies were able to get here with a win over HCV in the quarters, lost to Carrington in the semis, beat Grafton for third in Region 2 and top Northern Cass in a state qualifier, while for the Rugby Panthers, beat Delax Burlington in the quarters, topped South Prairie Max in the semis, and beat Turtle Mountain in the Region 3 title here for the Mounted State Dome to advance to the state tournament. That's a look at how both teams got here. Now it's time to get ready for the opening tip. Winner of this contest plays tomorrow night, same time at 8:15 for the scheduled opening tip, while the loser of this contest will make their way into the consolation bracket and have a date with Dickinson Trinity a little bit later on here this weekend. Opening tip at 8:42 on a Thursday evening, and the opening tap is won by a team clad in white with the Panthers across the front and black with the black numerals with the orange stripe here in the Rugby Panthers. Rugby will see this one as they give it up top. That'll go to Sullivan, right wing now. Fonestock will see this one back up top. DePlazis makes her way inside, nearly walked with it. Three-pointer on the way for Elise. That'll be short. Rebound comes down to Addison Sage, and Sage gets out on a 3-on-2. Sage bounce pass to the left-handed side. That'll go Calling. Claire to Tozer, left wing three. That'll go off the lip of the rim, but a rebound by Claire. This one goes to Tozer. Hard drive to the paint. Off the backboard, can't go, and a rebound by Schmaltz. Schmaltz will push this one up the floor as this one goes now to Fonestock. Fonestock is going to get fouled on the deck, and this one will be on the floor, and it will remain Rugby basketball with a fresh 25 on the shot clock. Claire Calling will pick up the foul, her first, teams first. In this particular matchup, if you're Thompson, transition opportunities are going to be key because with the Rugby Panthers, if they make this a half-court style of game where they can get out in front of you and defend, it could be a difficult opponent for anybody here in the state tournament. Shot is in and out, no good by Elise. Rebound comes down to Thompson. Tozer goes up the floor, backside off the back of the backboard. Is it deflected? Yes, it is. Out of bounds. Claire Calling shot was partially deflected here by the Rugby Panthers, as it will be Thompson that'll handle the basketball. Kaya Hurst on the baseline left, out of bounds. Gives this one out of Sage. Sage at the left wing drive, gets walled off there. Good help by the Panthers. Gives this one back now to the free throw line. Ovdam off the left-handed layup for two, as she went right to the left block. And the opening 2 points on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard goes to the Thompson Tommies. Panthers will see this one now. Fauna Stock will handle this one between the circles. Fauna Stock looking for a ball screen, doesn't take it, going to drive to the right block, and she gets mugged. 2 free throws upcoming here for Elise. As we'll see, the Thompson Tommies picking up the foul. That'll be the second on Calling. So the 5'8" junior guard will head to the free throw line, or head out of the bench here, as Fauna Stock will head to the stripe to shoot 2. So Calling will get subbed out here for in a moment. This one's up and in for Elise. That's her first. As you'll see, Andy Schwab, a 5'7" sophomore, averaging 5 points and 3 rebounds per contest, get a run here, as we'll have free throw attempt number 2. As Fauna Stock will try to hit the second free throw. Right-handed toss on the way is up and in. 2 good-looking free throws for Fauna Stock, and we're knotted at 2 apiece. Panther faithful out in their orange here today at the student section. Ball will go left-hand side. Shot off the mark, no good. Backside board by Blessum. One and done here for the Tommies. As the Panthers come out, Fauna Stock leaves it right-handed side as they work it on the interior. That goes to Sullivan. Sullivan steps it through. DePlazes crossing over left to right at the free throw line. Goes to the baseline off the backboard. Can't get it. Rebound comes down to Thompson. Ovdam to Tozer. Up the floor to Sage. Sage at the right wing. Dribble pullback 3 in transition. Book it. Addie Sage with her 67th made three-pointer of the season. And the Tommies now lead it 5-2 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Under 6 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Tommies, Fauna Stock leaves it right-handed side to DePlazes. DePlazes at the right wing now at the free throw line on the drive on the sweep, as this one goes to Blessum. Blessum on the step through off the back of the rim, can't go. Follows her own shot. This one is on the opportunity, and we'll see a tie-up here, and the possession will favor the Thompson Tommies. 5:41 left to play here in the opening quarter. Thompson in their all-black uniforms, little gray stripe on the back and across the legs. Thompson across the front in white. The same with the numerals outlined in green. Avery Sancher, a 5'7" 8th grader, will check in, and a glue player here for head coach Jen Brozart when talking about her in the pregame show. Avery averaging 9 points and 5 rebounds per contest for the Panthers. Kaya Hurst, left wing 3. That one rattles in and out, no good. Rebound, though, will come down to Rugby, and then we'll see a foul here on Andy Schwab. Blessum got the board. Schwab got the reach, and with 5:25 left to play in the opening quarter, we have a media timeout on the floor. But Thompson already with 3 team fouls here, 2.5 minutes into this contest on YourLiveVent.com.
I'm Molly, and I have lived here a little over 3 years now. I like the open spaces here and being able to go in and out. I like the fact that I don't have stairs or elevators. I just have most everything that I need close at hand.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at BloomfieldTrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. Thompson 5, Rugby 2. Panthers with the ball going left to right or from the south to the north rim here inside the Mounted State Dome. Panthers running a little flex offense here. Thompson switching on the bottom of that flex as this one goes to Fauna Stock. As Fonestock gives this to left wing, ripping it through is Sancher. Sancher inside the paint, back up top to DePlazes. DePlazes uses up that dribble, shot clock to 10. Shot fake here by Fonestock, but she will travel with the basketball. And a turnover here for the Rugby Panthers. That'll be the first of the game for either club. Both teams have been a staple when it comes to state tournaments here in recent years. Rugby the 6th time since 2016 they've been to state. First time here again in this 3-division system. As you'll see, Ovdom with the basketball, now to Sage. Sage at the left, block off the window, and she gets fouled. Sage, a 75% free throw shooter on the season. Foul will be assessed on the Panthers. It'll be their first. And this one will come on the way of Avery Sancher, her first. Thompson made it in 93 and 94. Then they went there a ton in 2010, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, and in 2023 they lost a heartbreaker here inside the Mounted State Dome against Central Cass in overtime to close out the, as we know it now, Class B in North Dakota. Made it back-to-back years. Last year here at state, finishing 3rd here in the Magic City. 6-2 Tommies, 4:30 left to play in the opening quarter. Panthers here with Blessum at the right wing, deep 2. That'll go off the lip of the rim. Rebound goes out to Tozer, and the Tommies on a run. Tozer with the basketball. Tozer to the paint. Off the window, count it! Jordan Tozer with an end-to-one opportunity. Nicely done by Jordan Tozer, able to make her way hard up the other side of the floor. As Tozer, the senior, will head to the free throw line to shoot the end-one opportunity. Able to convert. Tozer with 3, Sage with 4, and Jalen Ovdom with 2. That'll make up Thompson's 9. 2 points by Fonestock here for the Rugby Panthers, and we'll see an illegal screen. Caitlin Sullivan wasn't set her first, team second in the front court. Panthers 0 of 5 shooting from the floor, while Thompson currently in this particular one is 3 of 8 shooting from the floor, as the stats are flipped around here for the live stats in terms of Rugby and Thompson, but that'll be figured out here on a later date. This one, looking for Tozer, gets intercepted, as they will see it now with Fonestock. Fonestock on the baseline, lost it for a moment. It's still loose as they give it right-handed side to Sancher. Sancher up and over on the pass from the left block, off the window for 2. Sarah Schmaltz with the opening 2 points in terms of a field goal here for the Panthers. Comes at the 3:52 mark of this first quarter play. Up top is Tozer. Tozer ripping it through left to right. Bounce pass. This one goes to Ovdom. Ovdom on the baseline, able to cross over. Nearly carried it. This one will be loose underneath, and coming up with it is Kaya Hurst. Hurst on the baseline, going to drive. She lost it. Punches this one out now to Ovdom. Back to Sage. Sage at the right of the key. Sage makes her drive to the paint. Left-handed scoop for 2. Sage with 6 of the 11 here for the Tommies. As we talked about in the pregame show, Sage and Hurst do a majority of the damage, scoring 34 of the Tommies' 64 points per contest. Sancher on the inside the paint, off the rim, no good. Rebound here's going to be loose as Tozer and also Sancher hits the deck. You know, that Sancher maybe just got the wind knocked out of her right now, as the officials are asking for the head coach and a trainer to come through. We will break with them with 3:05 left to play here in this first quarter play. It's Rugby 11, Thompson 4 here on your liveevent.com.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
Avery's able to come up under her own pressure. They showed the replay inside the Mounted State Dome. Jordan Tozer and Sancher were both going for the ball, and as they went for the ball, Tozer went over on top of Sancher's head that kind of came more into her chest. And if that name sounds familiar, well, Mike Sancher is the dad who was the head coach for the boys basketball team, now an assistant here for the head coach in Jen Brozart for the Rugby Panthers. Good to see Avery come out. You just hope it's the wind knocked out of her. 3-pointer off the mark, no good by DePlazes. Rebounded Tozer, outlet here for Ovdom. Ovdom throws it up the floor now to Kaya Hurst, far sideline to Sage at the right wing. She'll launch, she'll shoot, and she'll score. Sage with her second triple, and a timeout on the floor. The Tommies lead it by 10 for the first time tonight with 2:47 left in the opening quarter. Thompson 14, Rugby 10 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Brevera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts,
let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account,
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals. Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
At Carrington Dental Care, they treat you like family. Meet Dr. Chaz Bauer and Dr. Jay Bauer, your friendly neighborhood dentists who care about your smiles. Join their family of happy patients. Whether it's routine checkups or cosmetic dentistry, they're dedicated to making your smile shine. Join the countless families who love coming to Carrington Dental Care, trusted by our community for years. Visit them online at thecarringtondentist.com or call 701-652-2801. Schedule your appointment today.
Reminder here at the state tournament, we will follow the Thompson Tommies and the Carrington Cardinals here on yourliveevent.com. And we're also following the Lobos of Lemoore Litchfield Marion as they square off with Benson County. That game getting into the first quarter. Benson County, last check, 10-4 with the advantage over LLM midway through the first quarter of play. Panthers with the basketball after the quick timeout, and this one will be out of bounds. Nearly a turnover on the sweep as Schmaltz was going for Blessum, and ball will be in front of the Thompson Tommy bench on the far side as it'll be with Fonestock to inbound it. So far, just one field goal here for the Panthers as they are shooting 1 of 8 from the floor. Tommy's at 5 of 11. DePlazas will take the basketball, crossing over left to right, leaves it to Fonestock. Fonestock thought about a three, crossing over. Quick little jitterbug move as this one goes to the right wing. Three-pointer to Plazas. That'll go short. Rebound putback is up and off the mark. No, it's going to be a scrum for Sullivan. Now it goes to Schmaltz. She leaves this one in the paint and turnover as Kaya Hurst will come up with it. Hurst in transition. The Tommies have been lethal in this side. Tozer skipped to Sage for three. Splash City. That shot is pretty. Sage with her third made triple of the contest. 17-4 Tommies here, under 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Panthers will see this one. They get walled off. DePlazas with the basketball here. She goes hard on the inside, partially blocked after the attempt by Tozer. Rebound to Ovdam as it goes to Tozer. Tozer to Sage. She wants another one, this time from the left wing. That'll go short. Ovdam though, rebound, put back right down Main Street for two. Jalen's got 4, and the Tommies are rolling at 19-4. 90 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Panthers looking for something consistent to go down right now here in the half court. Instead, DePlazas will travel or will lose the basketball off her left knee on the turnover here for Rugby. Everything seems easy from Thompson's perspective, and it seems like a climbing of the hill if you're the Rugby Panthers right now. Still a lot of time to remain with 1:22 here in the quarter, but Rugby digging themselves an early hole here inside the Monmouth State Dome. Short trek for the Rugby Panthers coming across Highway 2. Thompson, a little bit of I-29. Majority of the trek to Highway 2 as they came last night here to the Magic City. Ball will go left and inside. Ovdam, teardropper from the left baseline, up and in. Jalen averages 4 points per contest. She's already got 6 here in the opening quarter. Making a 17-point lead with 50 seconds to play here in the first. Fonestock will leave this one now. That'll go to Blessum. Blessum at the top of the key, lost it for a moment. Looks to regain the handoff now to Fonestock. Fonestock bounce past DePlazas. DePlazas will see this one here. She gets it inside, and there's going to be a foul. Lacey, the 5'10 senior, said, I'm just going to attack the rim and see if we can get something to come across. As the foul will be on Kaya Hurst. Her first, team's fourth. Free throw attempt for Lacey is up and good. So Lacey hits the first. DePlazas at the free throw line on the second. This one rattling out, rebound by Ovdam, but the Panthers get off that 4-point schneid here as they trail it by 16. Andy Schwab in the front court, left-handed side to Sage. She's getting guarded by Schmaltz. Shades is going to drive on the inside. Good help defensively here by Rugby. Sullivan gets the rebound. Sullivan looks for the outlet as she's able to find here in Sarah Schmaltz. Schmaltz at the right wing for the Panthers, lost it off her hip. This one goes out of bounds last touch here by Kaya Hurst. Hurst is guarding DePlazes while you have Sage, and now Thompson will rematch here, bringing in Jocelyn Oster, the 5'8" forward in the lineup here for the Tommies. And this one was nearly a turnover. Oster just a freshman. 7 seconds remaining here in the quarter. The plays is off the window. Good step through up and in for 2 for Lacey. Quickly the Tommies inbound at half-court. Shot to beat the horn is off the backboard. It wouldn't matter anyway. It was in Sage's hands. But regardless, the Tommies went an impressive first quarter. Thompson 21, Rugby 7 after the opening 8 minutes here on your liveevent.com.
At Sendak Cooperative, we are proud to be your trusted full-service grain, agronomy, and energy choice for our communities in central North Dakota. For all of your grain, agronomy, and energy decisions, they are proud to support our local farmers and communities we work and live in. With our state-of-the-art facilities and dedicated team, we ensure your farming operation will be looked at with care and efficiency. Whether you're looking for marketing decisions, agronomy needs, fuel for your operation, or a hot cup of coffee at their C-stores, Sendak Cooperative has you covered. Visit them online at sendakcooperative.com to learn more about how they can serve you. Sendak Cooperative, proud to serve our communities in central North Dakota.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
After 1 quarter of play here on YourLiveEvent.com, we got a football score as Thompson leads it by 14 here over the Rugby Panthers. Thompson shooting in this game 8 of 16 from the floor, while Rugby is currently shooting 2 of 12. Earlier today in Jamestown in the B, Kenmare Bowbells all over Grant County Monregent 71-52. Setch McLean makes quick work of Langdon Area Munich 60-32, and Berthold gets by Linton HMB 63-49. We'll keep you apprised of what's going on between Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Benson County. And as well, winner of that game has the number 1 seed Berthold tomorrow afternoon in Jamestown. We'll recap what happened earlier in the day here on the A on our halftime show. Rugby starts with the basketball in this second quarter of play. Good jumper on the way by Schmaltz. Long rebound as this one will be wrapped by Blessum, and then there's going to be a block shot on the way here for the Tommies. That block shot was by Nilo Goulet on the way, and another block, check that, that's with Abigail Olson, but this time Olson gets enough of the wrist. So Olson will pick up the foul, her first, team's first of the quarter, and the Panthers hitting the boards to open up this second quarter as Lacey will head to the free throw line. DePlazes' free throw attempt is going to be off the front iron as the Panthers in the contest with 2 made field goals. Thompson went 3 of 6 from beyond the arc in that opening 8 minutes. We'll see if the strong shooting can continue for Thompson, or does the Rugby Panthers start locking in. Thompson did a good chunk of their damage where Rugby was unable to get set defensively in that transition game. Sage at the right wing. Rugby's going to switch this one as they do on this weave. Now Oster, right-handed side Tozer. Tozer on the baseline, going to drive. Give it to Olson. Right elbow jumper is short. Rebound here by Tozer. Shot clock, though, will continue to count down as it never drew iron. Oster with the pass to Sage from 25 feet. Off the front iron, no. Rebound will be underneath, and eventually the Panthers will rip it away. Schmaltz will see this up the floor. Fahnenstock to Schmaltz. Schmaltz right-handed side to Blessum. Blessum up and over on the pass. Good job by Olson, able to bat that one as they were looking for Sullivan on the interior. DePlazes to the paint, off the window, good for 2. Lacey has 6, and the Rugby Panthers are back within 11. Tozer, other side, that'll go short, and the Tommies are starting to cool off a little bit, but Tozer gets a steal, throws this one up, and there's a blocking foul as Tozer will head to the free throw line. Free throw opportunity will be on the way as the foul will be assessed here on the Panthers, as this one will be against Blessum. That'll be her second as Tozer heads to the free throw line. Good to see coming back into the game here will be Avery Satcher here for the Rugby Panthers. Sage in alongside Andy Schwab will check out. Hurst is back in now for the Thompson Tommies, also with Jalen Obdam here for Jason Bren's club. Free throw attempt by Tozer, number 2, is good. 22-10 right now with 6:30 left to play here in the opening half. Ball will go right-handed side as this one works its way around now to Sarah Schmaltz. Schmaltz at the right wing gives this one up top to Fahnenstock. Fahnenstock here right of the key. Back now to Sancher. Sancher thought about a three. Tozer was there defensively. Now to Fahnenstock on the baseline. Double team comes. Bounce pass across the paint. Schmaltz will see this one here. Will have a traveling violation on Sarah. Turnover here on the Rugby Panthers as those are starting to mount right now. They have currently 6 turnovers in the game to Thompson's 1. 6 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Winner moves to the semifinals tomorrow evening. Ball goes right-hand side. Oster will see this one now to Tozer. Reverse it to Hurst. Hurst ripping it through right to left. Hard drive to the paint. High off the window for 2. Kaya Hurst with her first field goal of the contest. That one was tough. Able to get that from the left hand high off the window as the Panthers come back with it on the interior. Here goes Sullivan. Nice up and under move. Can't finish. Rebound ripped away by Abigail Olsen. Olsen will see it now to Tozer as the Tommies want to run right to left. Here inside the Mounted State Dome. Skip pass. This one works its way to the baseline. Here goes Hurst. Hurst on the drive. Block shot. Good D here by Fahnenstock. The 5'8 senior bats that one out of play. Media timeout on the floor. We'll break with them. 5:26 to play on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard here in the second quarter from Minot. It's a Tommy lead by 14.
Minnesota and North Dakota farmers are dealing with real yield-robbing challenges. Tight, heavy soils, light, sandy soils, high pH soils, cool ground temps at planting. We have tools to address these challenges. Liquid products, easy to use, and made in the U.S. Apply in furrow or with your pre-plant spray application. Call today to tackle your yield-dragging soil challenges this growing season.
High school basketball here today inside the Minot State Dome. It's a 24-10 lead for the Thompson Tommies here in the State A girls basketball tournament. Thompson the 5 out of Region 2. Rugby the 4 seed out of Region 3. This one will get inbounded to Hurst at the left wing. Now up top as they reverse it. That'll go to Tozer. Skip pass. Open is Obdam. Jumper from the baseline is up and in. Good ball movement. It's not sticking right now for the Tommies as they're working it right to left and left to right across the perimeter. And it's now 26-10 Thompson. Ball goes to the right wing as that one goes to DePlazis. DePlazis will give it back up top to Schmaltz as they're working out of Sancher at the left wing. Coming off that flex screen, there is Lacey. Good defense here by Hurst to bat that one a play as Lacey will come up with it. Now it goes up top to Sancher. Sancher with 13 seconds to the right wing as this one goes to Fahnenstock. Fahnenstock, hard drive to the paint. This one will not be on the continuation. It'll be on the floor with 4:46 here in the second quarter play. Foul will be assessed on Olsen. Her second, team second. So you got 2 on Calling and 2 on Olsen here for the Thompson Tommies. As the Panthers will inbound it here as they will with the 8th grader in Sancher. Avery looking for a teammate, finds one. DePlazis will see this on the skip as it works back around to Sancher. Sancher from the baseline jumper gets fouled from 8 feet. Avery Sancher will head to the free throw line where the Panthers are 4 of 6 so far here from the stripe. Foul will be on Hurst. So now for Jason Bren, things are getting a little more interesting here. You got 2 on Calling, Hurst and Olsen. Free throw attempt by Sancher is up and good. For the Rugby Panthers, find a way to get it to 10 or under before the half, similar to what Valley City was. They were down by 13 midway through the first quarter here today. They got a 7-0 run, got it within 6, and eventually went on to just barely, but they did beat the Carrington Cardinals because of a good run going to the half. Rugby would like a little bit of that medicine here for their own right. This one is up and good. Sancher gets 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and when you're not shooting well from the floor at just 3 of 16, hitting some free throws can go a long way. With it, here is Oster, right-handed side to Tozer. Skip to the near sideline at the left wing as they give it back up top. That will be on the way to Nora Goulet. Ball goes on the baseline here. Goulet will get it back at the right wing off the bench for three. That'll go long. A rebound here on the way, though, for Ovdam. Back to Tozer, right wing three. That'll go long. Panthers will see this one, and a foul here on the Tommies. Jocelyn Oster will pick up the foul, her first and the team's fourth here for the Thompson Tommies and head coach Jason Bren. 21 points in the first quarter for Thompson, 5 so far here in the second. 5 here in the second for the Rugby Panthers, but just 7 points in the opening 8 minutes. Vonenstock will see this left inside to Sancher, taking the ball screen. Sancher at the left wing, open jumper, got it. They went underneath the screen. Everybody got caught up in traffic, and Sancher said, I'm open from 17, so I'll shoot and I'll score. And just like that, the Panthers are back within 12. To the right wing, this one goes to Nora Goulet on the pass on the interior, off the backboard, up and in for Oster. Jocelyn Oster doubles up the Panthers now at 28-14. 5 players in the scoring column here for the Tommies. Vonenstock will give this one to DePlazis. DePlazis going to drive from the left block. No. Rebound comes down to Nora Goulet. Now it goes to Tozer. Tozer going to go in transition. Tozer from the right block. Off the window. Got it to go. Jordan Tozer with a downhill mentality here tonight. She's got 6. Thompson able to answer with a couple of quick field goals here. Is this with 3:15 left to play in the first half. Sancher is going to get fouled on the drive. Able to get a little hop in. Goes through some contact and a foul here on Thompson. So Oster's going to pick up the foul, her second. And for Coach Brendy, got 4 players with 2 fouls right now, as Sancher will head to the stripe to shoot 2. Free throw on the way here is off the rim, no good. Thompson with Andy Schwab will make a substitution for the 5'7" guard. Free throw attempt number 2 on the way is good. So Sancher able to hit 1 of 2, brings the Panthers back within 15. Just over 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Ball will go to Schwab, back up top. This one goes to left-handed side of Tozer as they working out of Sage. Sage to the baseline, floater off the window. Good touch by Addie Sage. She's got 14. When you hit a couple of threes, you got to come out and guard the 19-9 line, and then all of a sudden the guard rips it through. Backside help comes late. Ball goes right wing. Schmaltz will see this as they give it now to DePlazis. She wants to shoot a three-pointer. That's off the mark. Rebound, though, on the inside there by Schmaltz. Kick it out to the right wing. Sancher trying to back her defender down. Now gives it to Lacey. DePlazis back to Sancher. Sancher will see this at the right wing. Gives it back up top for the Panthers. Vonenstock with the basketball here on this weave to the right-handed side. Sancher able to spin on the interior. Sancher with it back to Schmaltz. 15 seconds on the shot clock. DePlazis at the right elbow, gets walled off. Now to Vonenstock. Vonenstock's going to make her way to the paint, lost it out of bounds, but it was touched by a Thompson Tommy. And we got a media timeout on the floor. With 2:10 left to play here in the opening half, Thompson up by 17. Panthers with the ball when we return.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
32-15 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Thompson out in front. Chase Miller with you here from the Magic City at the Minot State Dome. Thompson 13 of 27 shooting from the floor. They're 3 of 9 from 3. Rugby 4 of 19 from the floor and 0 of 5 from 3. Panthers 6 turnovers to Thompson's 1. Panthers to inbound the basketball here with Sancher. As they will, Vonenstock top of the key, 6 seconds here on the shot clock. Vonenstock gives it to Sancher. Back to Elise. Vonenstock from the right of the key for three. That'll go off the rim. No good. Rebound to Obdam, and the Tommies want to get out and push. Andy Schwab at the right wing. Schwab will see it now to Tozer. Tozer between the circles, left-handed side. That'll go to Sage. Sage will see this back to the right wing to Goulet. Goulet gives it back up top to Sage. Sage ripping it through. Drive kick, left-handed side jumper on the way by Schwab. That'll go off the front iron. And a rebound here to the Panthers. One and done for Thompson. Sullivan with the rebound as it goes to Vonenstock up the floor to DePlazis. DePlazis going to spin on the baseline, guarded there by Tozer. It's been a fun matchup to watch so far, her and alongside with her guarding Lacey. This one with Vonenstock. Vonenstock guarded by Sage. Slip pass, right-handed side, tiptoes the end line here, and nearly walking with it is Schmaltz as it goes back up top. Sancher, drive kick, Vonenstock. Vonenstock crossing over right to left. Bounce pass. Tozer is there alongside with the Tommies. It's still loose. Rugby gets a shot off to beat the horn. That'll go short, and a good board underneath by Nora Goulet. Goulet playing some valuable minutes here for the 5'5 junior guard. Minute left to play in the opening half. Ball will give it up top for the Tommies as they work it to Goulet. Goulet at the left wing up top to Sage. Top of the key. Three-pointer off the iron, no. Rebound comes down to the Panthers. Sullivan gets the board. Now it goes left to right here for Vonenstock. Vonenstock with the basketball drive kick. DePlazis will see this back to Vonenstock. Vonenstock back to DePlazis on the baseline on the right pocket. She's going to skip it to the left wing. That'll go Sancher. Sancher now at the free throw line. Pick and roll game on the inside and a foul on the floor. We'll shoot bonus free throws here for the Rugby Panthers. Question on who is it on here for Thompson. This looks to be on Jalen Obdam. She's got fouls to give. That'll be her first. And we'll see two free throws here for the Panthers. As 111 will commit the foul on the other 11 in Caitlin Sullivan to the free throw line. This one goes off the left of the rim. And free throw attempt number 2 here for Sullivan. Sullivan with the right-handed toss. That misses. Rebound will be to Andy Schwab. And the Tommies in their black uniforms will take a timeout for Jason Brendan. So use it or lose it timeout here with the media timeouts. You only get 4 in a game. If you don't burn one in the first half, you automatically lose one going into the second half with all the media timeouts. So you only get 4. And then if you utilize 0 of them in the first 2 quarters, you just automatically lose it going again into half number 2. Timeout on the floor. Thompson with a chance to take the final shot of the half if they so desire. Both teams kind of just hanging around here at that respective mark. Rugby on scoreless here over the last 2 minutes and 46 seconds. They're just 1 of 6 shooting from the floor during that stretch. Thompson on a little 6-1 run over the last 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Coming up at the half, we'll recap what happened earlier in the day here from the Minot State Dome. Take a look at the first half numbers, that and more here from the Minot State Dome. Thompson will see this one to Sage. Made three-pointer by Sage. She'll have her season average in a game here in the first half with 14 in the contest so far. Tozer left wing coming up top. That'll go to Schwab. Schwab reversing now to Goulet. Giving it to Sage here off the staggered. Good defense by Rugby. Sage goes behind the back at the right elbow. Between the legs now. Roll. Drive hard to the paint. Gets fouled and count it. Oh, Sage put on a dribbling clinic, and she got to the free throw line for the and one. 16 points. As the foul will be on Schmaltz, her first. Sage will head to the line for the and one. Sage, well, she's got her season average here with 17. She's got half of the points. 2 seconds, 1 second. Sancher to beat the horn off the backboard. And that's how we'll end our first half of play. Avery Sancher beats the horn off the backboard as time winds out. And can that be the little shot in the arm the Panthers need going to intermission? It's the Thompson Tommies 35, the Rugby Panthers 18. They're going to review this here at center court to make sure if it is actually a made three-pointer before the horn here with some of the looks that they have here at the Minot State Dome as Sancher banks it off the horn from the half-court line here for Avery. And then they will make a clear determination whether it was a made three-pointer or not. Thompson 35, Rugby 18. We'll let you know about it next when we return here from the Minot State Dome.
Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
As we come back at the half, they did review it to make sure it was a made three-pointer, and the answer is yes. So at the half, give the three-pointer here by Avery Sancher from half court, as the Rugby Panthers, again, needed a little shot in the arm, and we'll see if that is what's able to carry them into the second half. But the Thompson Tommies have built a nice lead. They led 21-7 after one quarter play. Now 35-18 here. Thompson, 21 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second. For the Rugby Panthers, 7 points in the first quarter and 11 in the second. As we take a look at the first half numbers here, as the Thompson Tommies are shooting 14 of 30 from the floor. They're 3 of 11 from 3, 4 of 6 from the free throw line, 20 rebounds with 3 assists to just 1 turnover here for Thompson. For the Rugby Panthers, 5 of 22 from the floor. They're 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. They're 1 from half court. 7 of 12 from the stripe here in this contest. 16 rebounds to 1 assist to 6 turnovers on the way here for the Panthers. Individual numbers look like this. Addison Sage, Addie, has played 14 minutes and 18 seconds, and she has 17 points and 2 rebounds. Sage again with 17. 8 points, 7 boards for Jalen Ovdom on 4 of 5 shooting from the floor. From there, 6 points on the way for Jordan Tozer with 4 rebounds and 2 assists. 2 points for Kaya Hurst and 2 points for Jocelyn Oster here today for the Thompson Tommies. While for the Rugby Panthers, they're led by the 8 points of Avery Sancher on 2 of 3 shooting. Sancher 8 points alongside with 1 assist. 3 points then for Lacey DePlazis, who's got 6 points on the way, 2 of 8 shooting from the floor. 2 points for Sarah Schmaltz and 2 points for Fallenstock here on the way. That's Fallenstock here for the Rugby Panthers. Rugby led by the 8 of Sancher. Thompson led by the 8 of, make that the 17 of Sage. At the half, Tommies with a 17-point lead. When we come back, we'll recap what happened earlier in the day here from the A on YourLiveVent.com.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
The Halstead Living Center and Heritage House in Halstead provide great places for seniors to live. They emphasize choices, independence, and provide services as directed by residents. They're also great places to work, where employees find not only a job, but also rewarding and enjoyable experiences that contribute to the lives of others. To get more information on Halstead Living Center and Heritage House in Halstead, call 218-456-2105 or log on to halsteadlivingcenter.com.
The fun is always on tap. I'm heading to Headlocks. Headlocks.
Headlocks. Coming up at Headlocks on Friday, March 21st, it's karaoke with Blue. And get ready for the Carrington All-School Reunion coming up this summer, July 10th through the 12th.
The fun is always on tap. I'm heading to Headlocks. Headlocks.
Headlocks. Headlocks. Carrington, North Dakota.
As we take a look at the games from earlier today here on YourLiveEvent.com in the State A quarterfinals, South Prairie Max shot a really good number from the floor as the Royals moved on to the semifinals, 70-45 over Turtle Mountain as South Prairie Max shot 26 of 42 from the floor. They forced 19 turnovers from the Turtle Mountain Braves. They were led by the 12 points of Abby Mickelson and the 12 points for Scotty Beck for South Prairie Max, the number 2 seed. The number 3 seed Valley City Highlanders came back from a 13-point first-half deficit and won 45-42 over the Carrington Cardinals. Katie Burchell was a monster inside for the Highlanders. 24 points, 14 rebounds on 11 of 17 shooting from the floor. And Sky Nielsen with 11 points, 12 rebounds on 4 of 7 shooting from the floor for Valley City. Carrington led by Eden Hornet in double digits with 10 points and 4 rebounds. And then earlier tonight, Dickinson Trendy hung around with the Devils Lake Firebirds. They shot well. They hit 7 threes. However, they had 35 turnovers in the loss for the Titans as Devils Lake scored 70. Dickinson Trendy had 50. The Firebirds led by Tylee Brodina with 21 points. The 18 by Presley Brown in the win for the Firebirds and the number 1 seed. Winner of this game has Devils Lake tomorrow night at 8:15. The loser of this contest has Dickinson Trinity at 2:45. Again, that'll be the State A Girls Basketball Tournament. South Prairie Max going up against Valley City at 6:30 in one semifinal. Turtle Mountain against Carrington in the consolation semis. That is again at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We'll have that for you here on yourliveevent.com. We'll take a quick break and we come back after this. Second half action is next from the Mounted State Dome as the Thompson Tommies are led by the 17 points of Sage as Sage has hit 3 threes, while for the Rugby Panthers led by the 8 points of Avery Sancher as she hit that half-court shot to beat the horn as we go to the second at the end of the second quarter. From the Mounted State Dome, that does it for a halftime show. Back with more for the second half.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
The Hillsborough Vets Club thanks you for your support of their activities and events. Stop in and to check out their new menu. Enjoy the Vets Club appetizers every Wednesday from 5 till 7. And as I've said many times, they have the best roasted chicken around. Enjoy roasted chicken every Saturday from 5:30 till 7:30. Get there early because sometimes it's gone early because it is the best roasted chicken. Fries and coleslaw also available with this meal every Saturday. Dine in or take out. The Hillsborough Vets Club.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime, serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond. We are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong, strong communities.
The Outlaws are coming back. The World of Outlaws late model series is coming back to Ada, the Norman County Raceway. Saturday, June 28th, the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series will have 2 shows at Red River Valley Speedway Saturday, May 31st and August 23rd. For tickets and more information, visit ncraceway.com, redrivervalleyspeedway.com, or follow on Facebook.
As we go to quarter number 3, Thompson will start with the second half with the basketball here in their black attire, as they will see this with Kaya Hurst. Left-handed side to Calling. Little zone defense here for the Panthers, and they get a steal. And then Calling's going to get the ball right back here for Thompson. So a turnover for a turnover. Tommy's at the right wing, skip it to Sage at the left wing. As they give it to Hurst, deep three on the way for Kaya. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Kaya Hurst with her 55th made triple of the season. And the Tommies starting off as they did in the first half, out hitting a 3 here in the second. With it to the left-handed side, DePlazes will see the basketball to the right block, and there's going to be a foul. This one looks like it's on the help of Tozer, as Tozer will pick up the foul, her team's first of the third quarter. As Tozer looks up at the big board here trying to see the replay, as we'll see DePlazes to the free throw line to shoot 2. Lacey so far 2 of 4 from the stripe, now make her 3 out of 5 as the Panthers able to convert here on their first possession. Still very much time for Rugby to chip into this deficit. The question is, can they get it to around that 10-point mark going to the fourth quarter? Otherwise, Thompson, if they're leading by 18 going to the fourth, they will have a nice cushion. Hurst wants some more. She's feeling it. She'll shoot it. This one will go short. Rebound comes down to Blessum. Panthers on a run now as they will handle it with Vonestock. Vonestock at the right wing gives this one now to Blessum, left-handed side. DePlazes will see the basketball here at the free throw line. DePlazes driving kick. That'll go back on a little give and go as she'll get it now at the right wing. Blessum cutting through off the window, off the mark. Rebound here, put back. This one can't go by Sullivan, and a tip will go now to the other number 11 in Thompson and Ovdom. Sage up the near sideline here at the right wing. Gives this one to Tozer. Tozer top of the key. Bounce pass goes off the shin, but we'll have a kick here on the way for Vonestock, and it will remain Thompson basketball. 6:41 left here in the third quarter on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Thompson 38, Rugby 20. Kaya Hurst dribbles this one to the left wing. That'll go to Calling. Skips it now to Sage. Sage between the circles. Little 2-3 zone by the Panthers. Bounce pass to Tozer on the baseline. Tozer sees this one blocked out of bounds, and it will remain Thompson basketball. So after shooting well from the first half, head coach Jen Brozart said, let's switch it up here in the second, go a little zone, see if we can get Thompson out of rhythm. Ball will go right-handed side. Tommy's again scored 35 in the opening 2 quarters. Hurst at the right wing. Ball fake. Tommy's will give it back to Hurst. Hurst nearly lost it, wasn't ready for it. 1 second on the clock. This one gets tipped by Blessum, and we'll see a shot clock violation. That's something that the Rugby Panthers would like to see more of, that kind of defensive intensity here, as Thompson can never really get anything going on that possession. Panthers, Vonestock will see this on the inbound, as she gives it to Sancher. Back to Vonestock here at the right wing, taking the ball screen for the Panthers. Able to leave it left-handed side. DePlazes crossing over right to left. Gets muscled up there with Kaya Hurst, and the arrow will stay with the Rugby Panthers. Rugby in their home whites tonight. Thompson in their visiting black uniforms. We will follow the Thompson Tommies throughout this state tournament again on yourliveevent.com. Rugby will inbound it. Vonestock to the left wing as they give it back up top to Blessum. Reverse it to DePlazes. Jumper from the right wing. 3-pointers off the rim. Rebound saved by Sancher, then stolen away by Sage. Sage, nice little giddy up, kind of a dribble now. Right wing to Ovdom. Ovdom able to step through. Block shot tipped out of bounds, and it will be out of bounds here by the Rugby Panthers. Here inside the Mounted State Dome, they have the Thompson section right on top of the Rugby section across the way. So you got a mix of orange and green and a little black and white here inside the Mounted State Dome. Air ball here by Thompson in this second half of play so far. 3 points for the Tommies, 2 points here for the Rugby Panthers. Rugby free throw line. Sancher gives it left-hand side as this one goes now to the high post. Bounce pass between the circles. DePlazes leaves it left, right wing. Jumper on the way by Blessum. Can't get it. Rebound to Ovdom. Hurst want to push it up the floor. That goes to Sage. Sage crossing over right to left. Gets to the paint. High off the window. Shot will be off the mark. Rebound here to Blessum. As the Panthers with Vonestock will see this now. Vonestock crossing over right to left. Looking for the scoop, and she will get fouled. Elise held the 2 points from the free throw line in the first quarter, and we see a media timeout on the floor with 5:01 left to play here in the third. Rugby will head to the free throw line, shooting 2 when we return.
Looking to sell your equipment or needing an upgrade? Purple Wave Auction has you covered. From construction to agriculture and fleet, we make it easy for you to sell, bid, or buy. Always online and always no reserve. Take the next step and register for free today at purplewave.com. It's time to experience the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment with Purple Wave Auction.
Here's a message from Tim Cassette, Golden Harvest Seed Sales in the Hillsboro area. When it comes to your operations needs, they want to hear from you, which is why they're committed to listening first. From farmer-focused R&D teams to their Gold Series soybeans and game-changing corn products to the insights shared through the Illuminate digital platform, everything offered is an answer to what they learned from you. For Golden Harvest corn and soybean seed, visit with Tim Cassette Seed Sales Hillsboro, 701-430-0877.
38-20, the Thompson Tommies with the advantage here over the Rugby Panthers on our Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. 5:01 left to play here in quarter number 3. Free throw attempts for Fonestock on the way here, the first of 2. This one will go long. The Rugby Panthers and the free throw line. Now 9 of 15 from the stripe. Free throw attempt on the second is good. Panthers back within 17 now. Just over 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Whoever gets the next 7-8 points could put a lot of determination into this game, whether it's Thompson, balloon this lead up to 20+ as DePlazis gets a steal, looking to go coast to coast. Lacey off the window, up and in. DePlazis in double digits with 10. Well, I was going to say, if Rugby gets the next 6-7 points, don't look now, it'd be close to a 10 to single digit game. Ball will go left-handed side. Rugby stays in that zone. Ovdom high post jumper along. Rebound here to the Panthers as this one goes to Sancher. Sancher now working with it right to left for Rugby. Top of the key. Sancher gives it to Blessum. Blessum at the right wing to DePlazis, who's going to spin at the free throw line. Spin to the left block. Going straight up was Hurst. Gets the block shot to Ovdom. And now weaving her way is Schwab in the front court as she'll give it to Sage. High off the window for 2. As Sage has a little third to fourth gear motor in her. 40-23. Other side, Fonestock left-handed layup, can't get it. Rebound comes down to the Thompson Tommies. Schwab pushing it. Ovdom will see this here in the center court as Ovdom gives it to Sage now at the left wing. Sage will see this on the skip pass. Right-handed side to Andy. Andy's going to get doubled back to Sage here at the top. Sage will give it to the high post as Tommies will leave it right-handed side as they'll give it back up top. Ovdom's pass goes to Sage. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Hurst on the baseline rips it through to the block off the front of the rim. Ovdom gets the rebound. Shovel pass here to Hurst from the left block, and there's a foul. Sullivan picks up the second. That'll be the team's first of the quarter here for the Panthers, and 2 free throws on the way here for Kaya Hurst. Hurst, a 74% free throw shooter on the season. Thompson now 5 of 7 from the free throw line after Hurst makes the first. As you'll see, a substitution as Sarah Schmaltz, the 5'7" junior guard, will check in here for the Panthers. As we'll also see a substitution here for Rugby, as Reese Gullickson, the 5'10" junior, will be getting a run here as Blessum will check out. Free throw attempt number 2 here for Hurst is good. Both Hurst and Sage able to get over the 1,000 career points scored mark here this season, and they still have a year in front of them as seniors. Ball goes on the back cut. This one able to get up and in for Rugby. Schmaltz able to get the 2 points there, as now the Panthers are back within 17. Front court, Thompson, Ovdom at the high post to Hurst. Hurst is going to drive to the left elbow, kick to the wing now to Sage. Sage left of the key, back to Kaya from the left pocket for 3. Nothing but twine. Kaya Hurst in double digits now with 10. That'll be her second made three-pointer here of the quarter. You have 3 threes by Sage all in the first half, 2 threes here by Hurst all in the second half. Largest lead here for Thompson in the second half at 20. Ball will go left-handed side DePlaces on the baseline, lost it out of bounds, and a turnover here for the Rugby Panthers. Media time out on the floor with 2:39 left to play in the third. It's Thompson 45. On the opposite side, it's Rugby 25 here on your LiveVent.com.
You would never buy a one-size-fits-all shirt, and you should never do so to protect your valuable assets. And we'll find you the right fit for your insurance policies.
Home insurance, auto insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance, crop insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to Scott. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
As we come back here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota, go to dhb.bank. It's the Thompson Tommies up by 20 right now with 2:30 left to play as Thompson brings into the front court to Schwab. Rugby will stay out in this little zone. Hurst right wing to Sage, right pocket three coming. That'll go off the front iron. Rebound here to the Panthers on the backside board by Schmaltz. Outlet the other side is this one by DePlaces on a hand by Tozer, and it gets batted out of bounds. For Thompson, 4 games in 6 days last week. Well, for the Rugby Panthers, able to play 3 games in 4 days and then have a week off in between games here. Last game for Thompson was Saturday in a qualifier. This one goes out of play. And speaking of the qualifiers, just with the teams that are still alive, South Prairie Max had to get through a qualifier after losing to Rugby in the Region 3 tournament. Valley City and Devils Lake able to make the semifinals here. They were winners of their region championships. And then you're starting to see Thompson try to be a state qualifier here. And another team from the East to try to make it to a semifinal. Rugby, left-handed side. That'll go Sancher from the left wing. That'll go long. Rebound here to Tozer. Tozer will work with it, pushing it up the floor. Finds it to Sage. Sage then reverse dribbles, gives it to Hurst. Back to Sage here. Open, left baseline triple. That'll go long. Rebound. This will be a foul on Tozer. Having the position was Sarah Schmaltz. Tozer will pick up the foul. That'll be Jordan's second, team second of the quarter. As you'll see, a substitution is checking out will be Jalen Ovdom here, while Oster will come into the game. Rugby 7 points in the quarter to Thompson's 10. 1:50 left in the third. Ball will go left-handed side to Schmaltz. Schmaltz at the left wing, able to reverse pivot, give it back up top. That'll go DePlaces, now to the right-handed side to Fonestock. Ball in the interior here for Sullivan. Passes up top. That'll be in the hands of Gullickson. Now between the circles here with 90 seconds left to play in the quarter. Fonestock's pass, right-handed side, and we'll have a turnover for the Panthers. Been a tough one here from Rugby just from the opening quarter. Down by 14, and they just have not been able to get something in rhythm offensively. Give a lot of credit to the Thompson Tommies defense, but there's a steal. We'll see if Rugby can capitalize on it. Fonestock at the right wing gives it back now to DePlaces. DePlaces here at the free throw line, crossing over left to right, able to spin off the window, can't get it. Rebound here for Lacey, and there's a foul. DePlaces will continue to work and head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul will be assessed on the Tommies. Kaya Hurst, it'll be her team's third of this third quarter of play. Free throw attempt is up and in. Lacey hits the free throw attempt as the Panthers are back within 19. Free throw attempt number 2 on the way is good as well. Least amount of points the Panthers scored this season was 33 against Valley City and Devils Lake back on January the 10th. Right-hand side, Hurst three-pointer. Oh, that's a pretty shot. Kaya Hurst with her third triple of the quarter. Now she's got 11 all in quarter number 3. 48 to 27, that is. Thompson just being consistent, shooting 41% from the floor, 6 of 18 from beyond the arc. Panthers with Sancher, drive, kick, right-handed side, jumper here by Sullivan, partially blocked possibly by Sage. Hurst will push it up the floor to the aforementioned Sage. Sage with a hard drive, block shot on the way. DePlazes will come up with it. DePlazes will see it here, that is for the Panthers. DePlazes at the right wing, she's in a drive, and that's going to be an offensive charge. Kaya Hurst was there. Lacey picks up the offensive charge, her first and the team's second with 24.7 seconds left to play in quarter number 3. Substitution here for the Panthers as Hauk, the 5'8" sophomore forward, as Hallie will check in, as Lacey will check out. Sage, we'll see this as Rugby goes into a little man pressure defense. Sage here, taking a couple of dribbles, asking for Hurst to come help it out. Uses up the dribble now as this one goes in the hands of Schwab. Schwab here between the circles, 8 seconds. Now down to 7, leaves it to Hurst on the baseline, gives it back to Schwab. Turnover here. Vonestock with the basketball, 2 seconds, 1 second, pushes the ball up the floor, and this one will not be able to beat the horn on the attempt by Gullickson. That's how we'll end our third quarter play. It's Thompson Tommies 48, the Rugby Panthers 27, here on NewYorkLiveEvent.com.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
Thompson with a 48-27 lead over the Rugby Panthers. 8 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. Thompson led in that quarter by the 11 in the third by Kaya Hurst. Team leading is Sage with 19. Hurst has 13 total in the game. Then the 6 by Tozer, 8 by Omdam, 2 by Oster. One for the Rugby Panthers led by Lacey DePlazes with 12 points. 8 points then for Avery Sancher, all in the second quarter. 4 by Schmaltz and 3 by Vonestock here for the Rugby Panthers. Thompson, we'll see this with Hurst, right-handed side of Sage. Sage with the basketball, leaves it right wing as this one will go to Claire Calling. Calling inside the free throw line as that'll go to Hurst. Hurst going to rip it through off the window, right-handed scoop for 2. Kaya Hurst has 15. As the Tommies lead at 50-27. They've just had a good weaving, attacking, flowing style of defense. A stat that we brought up in our pregame show, Rugby 0 of 7 when the opposition scores 50 or more, while the Thompson Tommies have hit 50 here to begin the fourth quarter. All their 7 losses coming on that stat line here this season for the Panthers. Left in side goes Gullickson, top of the key Sancher. Sancher's in a spin on Tozer. Jumper from the 13-foot mark is up and in. Sancher, tough shot, got it to go, however, 50-29. Ball goes right-hand side, Omdam here. Omdam sees this. That'll go to Sage. Sage, drive, kick now to Tozer on this weaving action against the man pressure defense. Ball right-hand side, Calling going to make her way off the window. Got it to go, and the foul. In the starting 5-0 with a made field goal now as Calling had to play through some foul issues as she picked up 2 fouls in the opening 30 seconds. Foul will be on Reese Gullickson, her first, the team's first in the fourth quarter. As you'll see, coming out will be Schmaltz out of the contest as the Panthers will bring back in Caitlin Sullivan. Free throw here for Calling, the lefty, is up and good. An 81% free throw shooter on the season. Thompson now 7-9 from the charity stripe. Rugby is 12 of 18 in their own right from the free throw line. Ball to the left-handed side to Sullivan. Sullivan with it up top. That'll go to Hauk. Hauk reverse it right wing to Vonenstock. Vonenstock up top has reversed it to Gullickson. Left-handed side to Hauk. Hauk will give this one off on the handoff to Sullivan on this weave to the left block. Sancher going to drive. Leaves it left-handed side. Hauk with a left wing 3. Got it to go. That'll be just the second made triple of the night here for the Panthers, who are 2 of 11 from the stripe. Then Colling gets fouled on the other side quickly in transition. That's where the Thompson Tommies have made their hay here in the transition part of this contest. It's 53-32. Sullivan picks up the foul, her third, team second of the quarter. 6:22 left to play here in the fourth. Thompson to the free throw line as they will see Colling to the stripe. This one will be off the iron. With this result, the Tommies can hold on. You'll have the same 4 teams a year ago in the semifinals this year here in 2025. Colling, free throw is good. She's got 4 points. Thompson, 54-32. They average 64 a clip per contest. Vonnestock to the right wing. Tough shot, tough angle, but got it to go. Colling did her best, but just a better shot there by Vonnestock. Able to finish for 2 points. Kaya Hurst taking a couple of dribbles. Hurst to the right wing, now to Tozer. Tozer ripping it through. Thompson on the skip pass, left of the key to Colling. Colling makes her way down the paint, off the window. Left-handed layup, though, is going to go long. Rebound on the way here to Caitlin Sullivan. Rugby far sideline with Hauk. Hauk at the right wing will utilize it now between the circles to Sancher. Avery's going to spin. Guarding her there is Sage. This one gives it to the right of the key now to Vonnestock. Top of the key three-pointer. That one goes off the mark. Rebound here to Thompson, here to Omdum. Omdum will give this to Tozer, now working left to right with 5:30 left in the fourth quarter of play. Still to come on our post-game show, we'll get into our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection and our Agassi Precision Egg play of the game. This is a nice-looking move up off the window for 2. There for Sage, who scored now in every quarter. She's got 21 in the contest. Spinning their way are the Panthers in the front court. Sancher gives this one up top. That'll go to Vonnestock. Vonnestock to the right wing, now to Hauk. Hauk will get walled off here on the right baseline. Hauk looking for a teammate, back cut on the way. Vonnestock lost it on her way up, and it will be Rugby with the basketball last touch here by Thompson. Media timeout on the floor. Just under 5 minutes to play in the fourth. It's Thompson 56, Rugby 34.
Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale, Thursday, March 20th at the ranch near Hitterdall, Minnesota. 75 Red Angus bulls plus 20 elite hand-picked registered heifers. Same reliable program, new exciting genetics, producing Red Angus genetics with sustainability for over 26 years. Request a catalog today. Call Gary Jacobson, 701-361-3189 or Facebook Jacobson Red Angus. The sale broadcast on DV Auction. Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale, Thursday, March 20th, 1 p.m.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
56-34 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. The Thompson Tommies with the advantage. Most three-pointers made. Now, granted, this is just the second year of the new Division A, the 3-division system, but the most three-pointers made in the game is 4. Most three-pointers made in the tournament last year, Addison Sage had 10 of them in 3 games here for the Mountain State Dome. Panthers with Hauk to the right of the key as this one goes down to Sancher on the interior, and this one will be off the mark by Sullivan. As the Thompson Tommies right now can start to taste this one with just under 5 minutes to play. Tozer, right-handed side, skips it to the left wing. Colling thought about a 3, now gives it to Schwab. Schwab will give it back to the right of the key here for the Tommies as they work it with Oster, right-handed side. Back to the top to Schwab. Schwab taking the screen to Tozer. Tozer with 13 seconds on the shot clock, going to skip it right-handed side. That'll go Colling. Colling's in a drive, gets fouled. Right-handed scoop and nearly got the and one. As Colling will head to the free throw line here to shoot 2, has 4 points in the game. As foul will be on Sancher, her second, the team's third. Free throw attempts on the way here for Claire is up and off the mark, no good. As we'll see free throw attempt number 2 here for the Thompson Tommies. Claire Colling will miss the second. Rebound comes down here to the Panthers. And with 4:20 left to play, Rugby brings in the front court. Vonnestock here will see it with the right hand and layup, and she gets fouled. 20 points in the game for Elise. Foul will be on Tozer, her third. Make that. This one will actually be on Tozer as Sage is on the bench. So free throw attempt by Fonenstock will be off the mark. As we'll get free throw attempt number 2 on the way. Free throw attempt number 2 is going to be up and in. So 56-35 here for the Thompson Tommies. Thompson, 0 state titles in program history. Most recently made it to that state championship game a couple of years ago in 2023 in the old Class B, losing in overtime to Central Cass here in this very venue. Thompson sees this one now at top to Schwab. Schwab able to reverse pivot. Good drive here on the way. Block shot, rebound, put back off the window for 2 for Colleen. Colleen been productive in the quarter. 6 points here in the fourth. As the Tommies lead at 58-35. Right-handed side ball goes on the interior here for the Panthers. Blessum to DePlazis, who spins off the left block, throws it up and in. Lacey now has scored in every quarter as well. She's got 14. Most points scored this season by Thompson is 81 against Lisbon to close out the regular season at home against the Broncos back on February the 18th. Right-handed side, Andy Schwab. Thompson's offense has looked good here tonight in the half court and transition. Moving without the basketball, and this is what happens. You'll head to the free throw line as Oster, Jocelyn, a 64% free throw shooter, gets fouled, and she will head to the stripe to shoot 2. As Blessum will pick up the foul. Allie will pick up her third. As the free throw attempt will miss the first. As you'll bring in now Nora Goulet into the game here for the Tommies. Also Abigail Olsen, the 5'9" junior, will return as well. Checking out of the game here will be Caitlin Sullivan for the Rugby Panthers. Free throw attempt on the second will rattle out here for the Tommies. So you'll see a rebound here for the Panthers as they will have Avery Sancher. Ball will go to the right-handed side to Hauk. Hauk here at the right baseline gives this one now to Sancher. Sancher at the right elbow to DePlazis. DePlazis gets cut off there to the right-handed side. This one goes to Hauk. Bounce pass on the inside to Blessum. Now to Sancher. Sancher from the left baseline off the finger roll opportunity. That'll go long. Sancher sees this here. Now the Thompson Tommies will slow it up. Oster sees this in the front court. Now she's going to dribble. Now to Olsen. Olsen gives this one right to the key. That'll go to Schwab. Left-handed side is this one here for the Tommies with Claire Calling. Back to Oster. Reverse pivots. That'll go to Nora Goulet. Goulet on the skip pass. Left-handed side to Andy Schwab as it works back up top here for Thompson. With it right wing to Schwab on the interior to Olsen. Olsen at the right block. This one will go off the backboard. No good. Rebound here to the Rugby Panthers. As the Panthers will push in transition as they do, they'll work it on the inside. Foul on the way by Olsen. That'll be her third. Teams first of the fourth quarter, and we'll get a near line change here for the Thompson Tommies. We'll let you know about it when we return. Final media timeout on the floor. 2:04 left to play here in the fourth quarter. The Thompson Tommies lead at 59-37 on your livevent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
What's going on today? I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassiz Precision Ag come over and do an inspection. You upgrading systems or working on maintenance? Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs. I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call. Yep, they'll come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Call 701-636-2119 or planter.com.
High school basketball here on yourliveevent.com. South Prairie Max winners by 25. Valley City over Carrington by 3. Devils Lake beat Dickinson Trendy by 20, but that game was a lot closer than the final box score. Shot will be short. Rebound comes down here to the Thompson Tommies. Marcella Stevens, the 5'4 junior. Sella for short into the game here today. Also with Nyla Goulet, the 5'5 junior. Ball will go right-handed side. That'll go to Trembeth. They are the 5'5 freshman guard, as the Tommies will give it now to the right wing to Schwabe. That's Jenna, the 5'7 sophomore. That's the new 4 players in here for the Thompson Tommies. Nora Goulet, the 5'5 junior, gives it back up top as her work at left wing to Schwab on the interior, and a turnover here for the Panthers as Hauk will come away with a steal here for Rugby. Make that 8 turnovers in the game here for Thompson, while you have 10 on the way here for the Rugby Panthers. Ball will be a deep three-pointer off the mark, no good. Rebound, put back, and we'll see a foul. Gullickson will head to the free throw line to shoot 2 as the ball goes quickly down the far side as Schwabe will chase after this one here in front of the Thompson Tommy student section. 1:13 left to play in the fourth quarter. Foul will be on Nora Goulet, her first and the team's second. Make sure you stay tuned with us as we'll try to catch Jason Brand, a victorious Thompson Tommy player as well. Free throw attempt is up. This one will go off the front iron. And we'll put a bow on day number 1 here from the Minot State Dome. Free throw attempt number 2 here is up and good. Gullickson able to hit the free throw, splits the pair, gets it to a 21-point contest to the left wing. Nyla Goulet gives us on the baseline, and ball will get thrown out of bounds, but it was last touched here by a Rugby Panther. For the Tommies, back-to-back years that they will make it as the state semifinals. Last year as the number 1 seed, finishing 3rd. This year as the 5 seed. Trying to see if they can upend the defending champs and a region rival in Devil's Lake tomorrow night. Well, Rugby will have a date with Dickinson Trinity in the consolation semis tomorrow at 2:45. This shot's going to be blocked. The rebound comes down here to the Panthers as Marley Sancher, the 5'5 sophomore, into the game. Left in inside to Hauk. Hauk on the baseline, and she draws a foul. Hauk to the line to shoot 2. Foul will be assessed on Thompson. That'll be their 4th. Schwabe will pick up the foul. Jenna's first. And we'll see the free throw attempt on the way here for the Rugby Panthers. Rugby's 7-game winning streak will come to a close. Thompson will have won now 3 straight and 12 of their last 14 as Hauk hits free throw attempt number 1. Second right-handed toss is in and out, no good. Rebound on the interior is going to be won by the Panthers as this one gets skipped now to Sancher. That's Marley. Marley bounce pass, right-handed side jumper on the way by Gullickson from the baseline. And Thompson Tommies get the rebound as they bring it in the front court as Jason Brend just letting them know, just move the basketball around. You don't have to do anything with it as the shot clock is officially off. Thompson will see this at the left wing. Back up top, that'll go to Schwabe. Schwabe here at the top of the key, crossing over right to left. Bounce pass to left-handed side. Game clock down to 8 seconds and counting. As the Thompson Tommies for back-to-back seasons will be moving to the State A semifinals here from the Minot State Dome on YourLiveEvent.com. 59-39 is the final here from the Minot State Dome. 11 points in the quarter for Thompson, 12 points in the quarter for Rugby. Thompson now 21-5 on the season, while the Rugby Panthers, they will drop to 16-8 on the year. And it will be an all-Region 2 showdown in the semifinals between Thompson and Devils Lake tomorrow night. Again, your final, Thompson 59, led by the 21 of Sage and the 15 of Hurst. The Rugby Panthers led by the 14 by DePlazis here in this contest. Back after this here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated. So you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
As we get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That, again, is energy for life. Enbridge.com. Addison Sage with 21 points, 3 of 9 from the three-point line, and hit all the three-pointers in the first quarter play. She got things going early. 17 of her 21 comes in the first half of play. Addie Sage is our player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge Energy. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. From there, for the Thompson Tommies, able to have a very efficient night for our Agassi Precision Egg Play the Contest here for Thompson, and that Agassi Precision Egg Play the Contest. Jordan Tozer able to get an and one early in the first quarter, and that really kind of catapulted Thompson into their first quarter where they took a 21-7 lead, and they never relinquished it here. It was tied at 2, and that was the only time it was tied. Again, Jordan Tozer's and one right away in the first quarter, and then also the play of the contest when he hit a half quarter by Avery Sancher to beat the horn after one half a play is also part 2 of our Agassi Precision Egg Play the Contest. Agassi Precision Egg in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. That again is planterdoc.com. As we go from there now to our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. And the connection here, Kaya Hurst able to have herself a really nice performance in the third quarter. 11 of her 15 comes in the third with 3 main threes in that particular quarter, as well as Hurst goes 3 of 5 from the three-point line here tonight. Kaya Hurst is our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection with that connection from beyond the arc in the third quarter. Halstead Telephone Company. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone is how to connect. Go to halsteadtel.com. That again is halsteadtel.com. As we take a look at the final numbers, then we'll hear from the victorious members of the Thompson Tommies here in a moment. As the Tommies shoot 22 of 53 from the floor. They go 6 of 18 from 3 and 9 of 15 from the free throw line. 35 rebounds in this game. 5 assists to 7 turnovers. Well, for the Rugby Panthers, they go 11 of 43 shooting from the floor, 2 of 14 from 3, 15 of 24 from the free throw line, 34 rebounds, 3 assists to 10 turnovers here for the Rugby Panthers. Individually, Thompson led by the 21 points of Addison Sage. 21 points, 3 of 9 shooting from beyond the arc, 2 of 3 from the stripe. Sage with 21 points and 2 rebounds. Also in double digits, Kaya Hurst, 15 points on 5 of 9 shooting. Hurst with 15 points, 2 boards. From there, 8 points, 12 rebounds for Jalen Obdam, who had herself a really efficient game here in 25 minutes of play, shooting 4 of 7 from the floor. Also from there, 6 points for Jordan Tozer with 5 boards, 6 points and 3, make that 2 rebounds. 6 points and 2 rebounds for Claire Calling, and he had 3 points and 1 board for Jocelyn Oster here today for the Thompson Tommies. For the Rugby Panthers, 14 points for Lacey DePlazis, 14 points on 4 of 13 shooting from the floor. She went 6 of 8 from the free throw line. 10 points for Avery Sancher with 2 rebounds on 3 of 6 shooting. 6 points for Vonenstock. You had 4.7 boards for Schmaltz, 4 points on the way for Hauk, and a point on the way for Gullickson off the bench with a couple of rebounds here for the Rugby Panthers. As the Rugby Panthers again fall in this one here in this contest, 59-39. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll hear from a couple of the seniors, Jordan Tozer and Jalen Obdam. That's coming up here on your LiveVent.com.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
You would never buy a one-size-fits-all shirt, and you should never do so to protect your valuable assets. And we'll find you the right fit for your insurance policies.
home insurance, auto insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance, crop insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to Scott. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
As we come back here on our post-game show, join us, Jordan Tozer here for the Thompson Tommies, one of the two seniors. And Jordan, just first things first, 21-7 to start in that first quarter play. What was working, obviously, where you had to sit around all day, wait for your shoot around, just kind of hang out before you got to that opening tip that was at 8:47 here tonight. But what was this particular first quarter like for your club to get up early and just kind of keep the pedal to the metal for 4 quarters to play?
I mean, we didn't really do much all day, so that kind of sucks. But for State, it's kind of like 0-0, so we kind of just like to set the tone early, and we really thought that we would be able to transition hard on them. So that's what we did in the first quarter, and it really worked well for us. Yeah, you got to skip past early to Addie Sage. When she can get going like that and hit a couple of three-pointers, for anybody, but when you see her going, when she can hit that first, she can be streaky and hit a couple in a row. What does that do for this club? It just brings a lot of confidence to the other girls because she's a huge player to, like, get the momentum rolling, and if it's down, we kind of, like, count on her in a way, and when she hits those three, it kind of just brings everyone's energy back up, and then we start rolling. What was working so well defensively held them to 18 points in that first half of play, but a good chunk of those points were just 1, 2, 3, 4, just 5 field goals, so a lot were from the free throw line. What was working in the half court and in that transition game defensively? Well, we knew that they would like to drive more than shoot, so we kind of all sagged off a little bit, and then we knew they were obviously bigger than us, so we really boxed out, and I think we did really well with that, so they didn't really get many second opportunities. Jordan, what does this win mean? You're back in the semifinals another year here in this Division A bracket. But what does this one mean this season for this Tommy club to get one step closer to that ultimate goal? I mean, it's extra special. We've been here since my sophomore year, and just being a senior, it's like full circle moment, and hopefully we can get the job done this year. Yeah, final thing before we get to your teammate here with Jalen. You got Devils Lake. It's a familiar foe, so just your thoughts 24 hours from now when you get to that opening tip against the Firebirds. I always love playing Devils Lake. I used to play with 3 of them on AAU, and it's always just a high competition match, and I feel like it's going to be a super great game. Hey, Jordan, congratulations on the win. Best of luck tomorrow night. Thank you. Again, Jordan Tozer with us here on our post-game show. When we come back, we'll hear from another senior. That is Jalen Ovdum here around the corner. That is next.
Bears Home Solutions is the Red River Valley's premier HVAC and plumbing company. Our team of friendly, licensed professionals has delivered top-notch service to the Red River Valley since 1978. Bears Home Solutions is the only name you need to know when it comes to heating, cooling, and plumbing installation, service, or repair. When you want it done right the first time, you need a Bear in there.
As we go from one senior and Jordan Tozer, joining us now is Jalen Ovdum here for the Thompson Tommies. 8 points in the contest, 6 right off the bat there for you, Jalen, in the first quarter. Just what was working in the first quarter play offensively for this team to score 21 of your 59 in the opening 8 minutes?
Well, I think that the biggest point is starts on defense. So when we were rebounding really well, so that just turned into offense and just created momentum for us.
Just talk about this particular team. Kaya Hurst gets an and one early. You get going with some putbacks to see Addie Sage in that first quarter. When you guys can start clicking like that, whether it's you 3 or anybody else on the floor, just how much confidence does that give you into a state qualifier, or a state quarterfinal game like this?
No, that's everything. When everything's just flowing and everyone's working together, it just really builds our confidence.
This particular game, what did you like about your team's performance for 32 minutes of basketball? I was mentioning the ball wasn't sticking in the half court offensively. You were getting after it defensively. It felt like a really good, complete game for about as well as you could play. What did you like from your performance here on the floor?
I think, sorry, I already forgot. I think it was good. I just think that if we just keep playing like this, then we can just bring it into tomorrow.
What does someone like Jordan Tozer provide? I know sometimes Addie and Kaya, because they can score a lot, obviously get the headlines, and rightfully so. They're really good players, but some glue players in terms of some hustle points and rebounds like yourself and Jordan and some others. What does someone like Jordan Tozer provide?
She's a very good rebounder, and she likes to she's really quick to get to the basket on offense too, so that's really helpful.
So as you get ready for a familiar opponent tomorrow, what's the next 24 hours going to be like for you as a player here as you get ready? Well, this one didn't tip off till 8:47. It might be 9 o'clock tomorrow, Jalen, but
yeah.
What are you looking forward to most against the Firebirds tomorrow?
It's familiar competition, and it's always fun, and we've played them a few times in the season. It probably didn't go how we wanted to, so we're hoping this time we can get it done, I guess.
Hey, Jalen, congratulations on the win. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Jalen Ovdum here with the Thompson Tommies as she will hand off the headset here, and we'll get the head coach for the Thompson Tommies and Jason Bren join us here before we bid adieu one time, and then we put a bow on this particular contest as the Thompson Tommies, again, in this one, able to shoot extremely well from the floor as Thompson shoots in this particular game 41%. They go 6 of 18 from the three-point line. You held the Rugby Panthers to 25% shooting from the floor. There's 2 of 14 from beyond the arc as Jason Bren now dons the headsets with us here before we bid adieu from the Mounted State Dome. And I was kind of joking with both Jordan and Jalen. You had to wait till 8:47 to get this one tipped off eventually as we're past the 10 o'clock hour here. But, hey, if good things come to those who wait, as they say, and you had to wait all day, you'll have to wait all day tomorrow, Jason. Nice thing is you found a way to grit one out, got a really good start in this game. You played with the lead. Just what did you see from the opening tip from your club?
I think the kids showed up ready to go. Rugby was a little bit of an unknown to us. Obviously, we had game film on them and watched plenty of it, but they've been on a roll. They've been playing really well lately, coming through their tournament and beating South Prairie and, things like that. So I think our kids were ready. I think, in a sense, I kind of think that more pressure was on our girls to get to this tournament than there is right now on us, to succeed here. So, as far as the shooting percentage and things like that, I think part of that is we took good shots. When we move the ball, we get everybody involved. We shoot at a higher percentage, and at the same time, that's what we want to do on the defensive end is push them into uncomfortable situations. So, defensively, I thought we did a great job, but I thought our rebounding was fantastic tonight.
The one thing I mentioned on the pregame show was if you, as Thompson, could get some easy buckets in transition and not let Rugby defend in the half court, that would be a key thing. And all of a sudden, boom, there's an and one by Tozer. Bang, there's an offensive putback in transition by Ovdum. Boom, there's a three-pointer by Sage. It just kind of came into fruition. Was that part of the game plan going into this game, Jason?
We hoped. I mean, you get to the state tournament with all the media timeouts, 2 every quarter. It's a situation where it's a defensive game. I mean, if you got a good, strong defensive team, we feel like you got the advantage, and you have to score in spurts because there's no flow. There's not as much flow, I should say, Chase. And we talked about getting those spurts. If we got hot, we were going to take advantage. Sometimes we maybe pull back a little bit and run our offense a little more, but we were going to take some chances tonight and try shooting some spurts. But part of it was get that transition going because anytime you get some cheap ones in transition, especially with a foul and an and one, that's good basketball right there.
I got 2 questions before I let you go and enjoy a Dr. Pepper because I'll have one with you here around the corner. As much as we talked about the offense here in terms of the ball not sticking, how about the defense for 32 minutes of play to hold the Rugby Panthers to 39 points? Their previous low was 33 against Valley City at Devil's Lake, but to hold them to 39 points and 25% shooting from the floor, just what was clicking on that side of the basketball?
Team defense. We don't have a 6-footer in the middle that we can funnel everything in, and then she's just going to be the intimidator and block shots. We have to play good team defense, and to do that, we have to have 5 girls on the floor playing as a unit and push them into situations where they don't want to be, as I mentioned before. But sometimes if you're doing it right, you can dictate where they're cutting and where they're moving. We kind of have a rule that you don't let anybody cross your face without them feeling you. I'm not saying you're hurting them or you're trying to make contact, but I'm just saying that get an arm into them or something like that, because little things like that can make adjustments to their cut and maybe throw their offense off just enough for putting us into the right position on the backside or somewhere where they might have a cutter coming in.
Now you got Devils Lake, a familiar opponent. It's the 4 same teams last year that made the state semifinals are back. Maybe a little bit different seed line and just matchups of that nature here, Jason. But biggest thing, your thoughts just on 24 hours from now tipping off with the Firebirds?
Yeah, obviously everything kind of starts with their press. Their pressure defense and their transition are the 2 things that really make them click, in my opinion. And, the last time we played them, I was telling somebody, I thought we did a decent job against the press. I really did. But what happened was that they got us playing too fast in the half court, and we were taking shots that we weren't necessarily happy with, I guess. They weren't high percentage shots. So this time around, hopefully we can continue to work on that press break, and break that full court pressure of theirs. And once we get in half court, maybe do a little bit better job of finding some shots or letting the shots find us instead of hunting them out. And, anytime you do that, you have to find Tori Fee anytime they get a rebound because she's the one that really leads that transition for them.
Yeah, without question. I think they forced about 35, 36 turnovers against Trinity, so that obviously was the glaring stat earlier tonight. Jason, thanks so much for your time. We'll look forward to talking with you tomorrow on the pregame before we get to the opening tip with Devils Lake.
All right, thanks, Chase.
That again, Jason Bren, the head coach for the Thompson Tommies. We'll put a bow on this one next here for the Mounted State Dome.
I'm Molly, and I have lived here a little over 3 years now. I like the open spaces here and being able to go in and out. I like the fact that I don't have stairs or elevators. I just have most everything that I need close at hand.
As we come back here to put a recap and what's coming up tomorrow here from the Minot State Dome. State B girls basketball final, Benson County all over Lemoore Litchfield-Marion 54-30. So the number 2 seed in Benson County, the number 4 seed in Benson County gets by the number 5 seed at Lemoore Litchfield-Marion 54-30. So the 2 of Kenmare Bowbells, the 3 of Central McLean, the 1 of Berthold, and the number 4 of Benson County all move to the semifinals tomorrow afternoon from Jamestown. While here in the Minot State Dome, the 2 seed of South Prairie 70-45 over Turtle Mountain. The 3 seed of Valley City 45-42 over Carrington. Devils Lake 70-50 over Dickinson Trendy, and Thompson 59-39 over the Rugby Panthers. We'll have coverage tomorrow at 1 o'clock with Turtle Mountain and Carrington. Then we will bookend it on the day at 8:15 with Devils Lake and Thompson. Both of those games can be listened to right here on yourliveevent.com. Thanks to all of our sponsors. I'm Chase Miller, repeating tonight's final from the Minot State Dome. Thompson 59, Rugby 39. We'll see you for the Carrington game at 1 o'clock, and then we'll also see you for the 8:15 semifinal with the Devils Lake Firebirds here from Minot on yourliveevent.com.